My name is Denise Ho. I am a singer and pro-democracy activist from Hong Kong. So we have been in a protest since early June, and it has been ongoing for almost 100 days now. And so my role in this Hong Kong protest, first of all, I am a participant. I'm not any sort of leader or anything. I'm one of the people. And also because this has been a widely anonymous and leaderless movement. So me as a more recognizable face in the crowds, I have been able to go to different places to be able to deliver their stories to people worldwide. I think so, yes. This is a very, very critical moment in Hong Kong where we have risen to this sort of front line of I would say, a very global fight against these communist values and the universal values. And so we have had a lot of things that were favorable to the Hong Kong people's movement. And so I don't think there would be easily any time similar that might come in later days. So this is really something that we have to cherish and also to hold on to. With all the things happening, the shifts happening in the world, this is the moment where Hong Kong has been able to sustain this fight. And I do think that if we stopped or we turned back right now, things would really go downhill very quickly. So there might be some possibilities that would happen in the future, like very major changes. So that is why Hong Kong people has still standing strong and very determined to hold this ground. Well, for one, this very seemingly unshakable machine that is China, the way that they have been controlling and intimidating people all around the world, like governments and institutions, Hong Kong people has stood up to this sort of force. And in fact, they are experiencing a lot of different problems, externally or internally. Say with the trade war with the United States, and also the elections in Taiwan coming along. And then internally, they do have different economic problems, maybe. So in that sense, it is the first time that this China regime, they had to back down, maybe even ever since 1949, the first time they have took a step back because of the Hong Kong people's, the sustained fight that has ongoing for more than 3 months. They had been forced to, they had been forced to withdraw the bill that they were standing very strong at first, but they still had to do it finally. So this is a sign that they are facing some sort of consequences to the way that they have been trying to tighten this grip on Hong Kong or even other countries in the world. When you see that the propaganda machine is on at full speed, like with the smearing campaigns and all the fake information that is produced actually by the communist tabloids, I do think that they know the seriousness of this movement. And I don't think that, I mean, this is a point that is seemingly it's at a standstill, but I don't think that any party is on the winning side really. There are a lot of this is a tug of war, and so any side could win at any point. But so I personally think that who knows? They might have to give in, but it really depends on how the people in Hong Kong, or even the people in these global communities, how they react and they think about the situation. Because, as I said, this is not only concerning the Hong Kong people, because this China reach that has really gone into the world, like in different corporations and even in education, like with the Confucius Institution, they have done a lot of this kind of reach as it has gone into all corners of the world. So, and it is causing a lot of problems, because not only they are bringing their values to these other places, but they're also asking people to conform to these values. And that is where the problems arises. So, you know, it should be somewhat of an awakening of these global communities if we all still believe in these universal values such as freedoms and human rights. Well, I mean, Hong Kong and Taiwan are in very similar, but of course different situations, where we are both experiencing this kind of Chinese powers overshadowing our democratic systems and our the whole culture. And so but of course Taiwan has their own democracy, where they can elect, they have this vote in their hands where they can decide their futures still at this moment. You know, but who knows in the future if a move is made, and then everything might go downhill also. And so I think this is a very critical moment where we also need the awakening of a lot of Taiwan friends, where, you know, sometimes when you have the democracy and the freedoms, you don't realize it. But then when you lose it, you know that, you know, it's something that we really have to hold on to, like, and to cherish. So, and no, I sense this, there are some concerns, but also the communities are split, where some people, they don't realize the dangers that they might be facing if they made the wrong choice. So I think, you know, Taiwan has been somewhat like protecting Hong Kong with their situation, because with that, the elections coming, the communist government, I think that is a triangle that has at least make them think before, you know, they use more aggressive measures onto Hong Kong people. So, so is that going to continue to be the case? I think the elections is a very critical moment to decide of the future of Taiwan, and of course also the future of Hong Kong. Well, yes, to my knowledge, there are, you know, maybe a dozen or a bit more protesters who have come to Taiwan, and they are they're trying to find solutions, because they might be facing very heavy charges, sentences back in Hong Kong. So, and as a very close neighbor who has this ability to provide some sort of help, I think the Taiwan government should think about, you know, how they could help these young Hong Kong people, because, you know, really they are safeguarding the city. There have been a lot of arrests that have been unjustified, and so with Hong Kong becoming this police state, with the police force having full authority to do whatever they want with the people, we are in this humanitarian crisis, I do think. And so Taiwan, they do have to, you know, as a country who believes in these values, I think they do have the moral responsibility to provide some sort of help for Hong Kong people. I could be arrested at any time. I could be even, at more extreme cases, I could be even kidnapped, maybe, by who knows who, as we have seen in earlier days where booksellers in Hong Kong have been kidnapped and then they reappeared magically in Chinese perimeters. So I know of this threat, but I still think that this is a moment where I should stand with the people, and I cannot just, I just leave and let them deal with the aftermath. I don't think that's something that I would or have that choice to do, because we are together as one.